So let's bring you the very latest details with our reporter, live to Gabriella Power. Gabriella, I think a lot of people noticed this morning that there was a key person missing from that big news conference with the new Premier.
There was, Ash. Dr. Kerry Chant, the state's Chief Health Officer. We're used to seeing her at most COVID press conferences, but always on days where significant announcement or changes are being made to lockdown orders and stay-at-home rules. She was missing in action today, and the new Premier Dominic Perrottet was forced to explain why. He's certainly making a shift as to how New South Wales will be dealing with COVID moving forward. He's scrapping that 11 a.m. press conference as of next week. He's renamed the COVID crisis cabinet to the COVID economic recovery committee. So certainly a big shift away from relying solely on the health advice and a big shift towards getting back to business. But take a listen to him explaining why Dr. Chant wasn't there today.
We're the elected officials, Chris. That is, and styles might be different and changes get made, but in my view, we had a very constructive discussion last night, and as the Health Minister has said, these changes are supported by the health team. And at the same time, we've seen case numbers decline. So if you look at the position that the state is in, we're in a very positive position.
Are you sure that you've got endorsement from Kerry Chant on all of these changes?
Dr. Chant and the health team are members of the crisis cabinet. We had and will continue to also be members of the subcommittee moving forward. Yes, they have endorsed it. Yes, they have endorsed it.
This could be Sydney's last weekend in lockdown, just a couple of days until the city finally reopens and we have further restrictions being wound back. 10 people can now enter the home. Weddings and funerals can have up to 100 guests. So some significant changes to that roadmap being made, but of course only to those who are fully vaccinated. One concern that's being raised is that the state's QR check-in app won't have the ability to prove whether someone's been fully vaccinated. That was supposed to be up and running by the time business can get back to reopening, but it doesn't look like it will be ready by Monday. And the opposition leader, Chris Minns, has criticised the government for this, and he's also raising concerns about the last-minute changes to this roadmap.
The Doherty Institute modelling called for graduated openings from 70 to 80%. It needs to be done in a sensible way, in line with the health advice, and clarity needs to be provided for business and commerce, particularly in Western Sydney and southwestern Sydney, who have been hit so hard over the last 15 weeks.
Yeah, Gabriella, I'm looking forward to speaking with Professor Mary Louise McLaws, who's one of the experts in this area, to get her reaction shortly to some of these changes. I'll also be speaking today, a bit later in the program, with the Independent Education Union rep, because we know that all school students will be back in the classroom by October 25, and it sounds like some of these teachers' groups have been a bit blindsided by that decision.
That's right. It's, of course, relief for school children, parents, families who want to get their children back into the classroom as soon as they can, but not everyone is happy about it. From Monday week, we'll have that staggered return to school, so kindergarten, year 1, year 12 students will be back in the classroom. The following Monday, October 25, just 2.5 weeks away, all students will be back. So some people are, of course, happy about the news, but it will no doubt cause headaches for schools that have to organise this. But take a listen to the Education Minister explaining this today.
I'm really pleased that we're still taking the staggered approach, starting with our kindergarten and year 1 and year 12 students from the 18th. It's important that they have that time to really reintroduce themselves to school, particularly for our littlest learners.
Well, we certainly hope that disrespect will not be a hallmark of the Perrottet government. How will you staff a school and how will you deliver programs with only 85% of the staff? Clearly, the complexity when it comes to the organisation of schools is not appreciated by the Premier.